Hello, and welcome to The Kosh. I'm your host, Timber Smith, and The Kosh is a podcast that spotlights people who have had an association with Oshkosh or the surrounding Fox Cities area. How's everybody doing out there in The Kosh? I'm super excited to be here as usual. Though, I'm not going to lie, this past week, dude, can somebody check in this weather? I've had it. I've totally had it. I can do cold. Like, I'm born and raised Wisconsin. I can do cold, but I can't do polar vortex cold. Not on multiple days. Like, give me one day of polar vortex cold. Like, give me a below zero, but sprinkle it around. Don't do like 4-5 days of below zero. Like, it's just wrong. So Wisconsin, I'm a little upset with you. Can you treat me a little better than what you treat me right at this particular moment? So, once again, we are here early on a Saturday morning recording this episode, and you know what I'm about to say, right? I have super amazing guests, and I did what I always did, where I have guests with names that I should have asked how to fully enunciate before I started the episode, and I did not. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the best we can, and then we're going to have them say it correctly. I think that's super fair. So my guest this week is Justin Schmitz and Yasmilet Esquivel. Oh no, that's just horrible. So I'm done slaughtering that, and we're just gonna let her enunciate that name. How are you guys feeling this morning? And we're just gonna start with you. How do we appropriately enunciate the name?
Hello, my name is Yasmilet Esquivel. So first name, all good. Last name could have been better, but it's okay.
Yeah, I apologize. And
I know it's a tough one.
It's a little tough. Okay, but we have a nickname.
Yes, nickname is Yazzie.
Yazzie. Okay, So Yazzie I can do.
Perfect.
I'm not going to screw up Yazzie. Okay. And Justin.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful today.
All right. Are we ready?
All set?
Yes.
Okay. So can you please share a little something about yourself and what's your connection to the Kosh?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I'm a recent college grad from the University of Oshkosh. Graduated with my BBA in marketing and a digital marketing emphasis. And I also have a minor in Spanish, which I completed in Spain in 2020.
That's a lot.
I know.
You're doing some things.
I try. But yeah, so I speak Spanish fluently. I'm an aunt and coffee lover.
Bruh.
Facts. All right.
Awesome. And I'm Justin. Also just graduated from UW Oshkosh this past semester. I've actually been coming to Oshkosh for probably 6-7 years. Had a lot of friends that went to UWO. Just kind of enjoyed it on the weekends more so. And then a couple years ago, ended up losing a little bet and ended up back in college. And here we are today.
Oh, wait, you can't just leave that out there. We need to know more about this bet. I mean, usually when you say the word bet, I'm thinking bad tattoos and other mischievous things.
Right,
but
4 years of thousands of dollars of debt. But.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, break it down.
It was an expensive bet to lose, but it was probably the best bet to lose that I've bet so far. I had a friend of mine that was in the Marines, and we were able to talk on the weekends, and he kept messaging me. He's like, "Hey man, when I get out of boot camp, you should come to college with me." And I had already completed a degree already, but I always wanted to go back and get my bachelor's. So this kept going on for a couple of weeks, and he was looking at a couple different places. He's from the UP.
Okay.
And I was like, why don't you look at going to UWGB or UW Oshkosh, something like that? Because it's kind of close in between where he's from and where he's stationed out of.
Okay.
So I get a call Friday night, and we're talking, and that's when I told him about this. I was like, oh, yeah, you should check out Oshkosh or Green Bay. And he's like, oh, yeah, I never even thought about that. And whatever, night goes on, Saturday comes around, and it's like 7, 8 o'clock. I'm getting ready to go out to the bars with some of my friends, and he gives me a call, and he goes, "I did it." I'm like, "What? Please explain. What do you mean? What did you do this time?" Right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "I listened to what you said," and I was like, "Well, that was your first mistake." And he goes, "Yeah, I got really drunk last night and applied to UW Oshkosh. So the ball's in your court. It's time for you to apply too." I'm like, "I'm not. What are you doing right now?" So I went to the bars that night and had a boatload of fun. Got home later that night and must have applied to UW Oshkosh because I don't necessarily remember applying. And I got a acceptance letter about 3 weeks later. And I was like, all right, well, I guess this is the path I'm going down. I made my bed. It's time to sleep in it. And like I said, well, I'm finished now with a bachelor's in marketing with a double emphasis in digital marketing and marketing analytics. So it wasn't all bad.
That by far has to be one of the best drunken stories I have ever heard because most of them don't have positive outcomes.
Right.
Most of them have an incarceration behind them.
Most of mine don't have
large
positive
fines or something.
outcomes.
Or large fines. Yes,
Yeah.
facts.
My college tuition kind of
Is that your large
all-
fine?
Yeah, it's my large
Kinda the
fine.
same.
Yeah, that'll be one to pay off for a while. So
All right. Yeah, but that's amazing. Okay. So, Yazi, I don't think I think I missed this part of the introduction. Where are you from?
I'm from Janesville, Wisconsin, so it's a couple hours south from here.
They build cars, right? Isn't there a car plant there, or did there used to be
There
a car?
used to be a GM there. I
Oh,
think.
did they close that one?
Yeah, that closed down
Okay.
a while ago.
But Janesville. So that's southern part of the state.
Yes, near the border.
Near, I want to say like Beloit-ish.
Yep, we're like 20 minutes from Beloit.
Okay, yeah, B-Town. We
Yeah.
got love for the B-Town.
Yes, we
Shout out to
do.
B-Town. Okay, and you?
yes, I'm from De Pere, Wisconsin. Technically West De Pere.
West De Pere.
Yes.
Wait, there's more than one just De Pere. I feel like De Pere's too small to have multiple De Peres.
De Pere's actually a really interesting city. So there's the technical way is De Pere and West De Pere. I like to call it East De Pere and West De Pere to keep it separate a little bit more. But
Okay.
it's one of very few cities, I guess, in the U.S., especially with how small it is, that it's separated even by like the government.
No.
So like each side of the city has their own police department and fire department. They have their own school district.
What?
Yeah. Yep. Wow. Yep. So the East De Pere School District is completely separate from the West De Pere School District, different curriculum, all that. So there's a lot of tension between the two sides, but still the same family.
Is there just that like the ultimate rival that in high school is like you just understand, or is it the other situation like you don't want to actually hang out with people from your own school or date people from your own school, so you date people from the other school?
When I was in high school, it was more of like the rivalry side.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
What it is now, I'm not sure. It's been a couple of years since
Been
I've
a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So
All right, that's fair. All right. Well, thank you for sharing. Appreciate that. Y'all ready to jump into segment 1?
sure.
Okay, segment 1. What in the world is going on with? That's where you start with the statement. What in the world is going on with? And you share what's on your mind.
Do you want to start?
I honestly was going to go with the cold too. I think it's been ridiculous this past week, and it was warm like yesterday, I think it was. It actually reached like 20 degrees, but all the other days, ridiculous. It's snowing again. We just can't get away from the cold. It's crazy.
Bruh.
The fact that you call 20 degrees warm, and you are so Wisconsin,
I
it's
know, born and
ridiculous,
raised.
right? Like, so, like, we're sick here. We got issues here in Wisconsin. The fact that, like, 20 degrees, like, we look forward to it.
It
Like,
literally,
we're like-
literally felt so warm out the other day compared to the -10 it's been.
Oh, you're not kidding, because I'm not going to lie. Yesterday, that 20 degrees, I work in Appleton. One of my favorite things to do is to walk down College Ave and find yummy places to eat. And for the cold days, I was not leaving the office to go do that. But yesterday, guess what I did? I definitely walked down the street. Shout out to the Cozy Corner for my favorite catfish 2-piece lunch, and had one of those only because it was 20 degrees.
Right.
I know, right?
It's a little more manageable for sure.
It's on something. All right. And Justin.
Yes. What in the world is going on with? We kind of talked about this a little earlier, but one thing that really at least runs in with me is tickets, parking tickets. I don't know what it is with Oshkosh. I've never gotten so many parking tickets since I moved here, and yeah, as you can kind of attest to this, is her and I work together at UW Oshkosh for the digital marketing clinic. And our office was in Sage Hall. And it was a running joke throughout the office that the parking police were after me. And it got to
specifically you, more than
me.
any other person at the university.
It's like all the time I would get parking tickets. It got to the point where they would like wait for me at the entrance and then follow me to my parking spot and then sit in their car and wait for me to pay for my parking on my phone. Like I couldn't even get out of my car. They'd have a ticket ready for me.
Literally.
Yeah. It was that bad, huh?
It was horrible. And I think the parking.
Do you got a red car or something?
I got a black car. I blend in.
Do you blend in?
Yeah, I guess not well enough.
Well, I'm gonna say, wait, unless you're driving a Subaru.
No,
see, I'm gonna say like there's certain cars that are like the ultimate blend-in cars that you won't get tickets with. I'm gonna go with Subarus and Buicks because they think old people drive Buicks, and Subarus just seem like somebody who likes to hike.
Hike and be safe.
Yes.
Yep.
Facts.
Yep.
Yep. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Those are the vehicles you also got to watch out behind. You can't get stuck behind a minivan. Can't get stuck behind a Buick.
Ooh, I forgot minivans. Like minivans is definitely, if you want to stay off the radar, get a minivan. Right. Like I think me personally, I think law enforcement look at minivans and they're like I don't want those problems with that mom.
Exactly.
Or the screaming kids in the back.
Or that dad. Now, I mean, I don't want to be sexist because bottom line is they don't want the problem with the family and the kids. No. Yeah, like
we'll just let this one off. We'll let this one slide.
Yeah, we're just gonna let them go on and get to wherever they got to because wherever they're going with that minivan, yeah, they need to.
If they're speeding, it's for a reason.
Facts.
Yep. Definitely.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear about the parking troubles, but that does kind of make me giggle. I'm gonna send a shout out to UWO Parking, Ben, my man out there. Hey, quit doing my man dirty here.
I'm graduated now, so I don't think I'll have to run into the Oshkosh, the UWO parking police anytime soon.
Well, they changed the whole parking game. So now they got those apps, and you pay for your parking thing, and they got license plate scanners.
See, that was my biggest trouble is when they switched over. I never had problems before because I just go to the little machine, put my credit card in, get the little slip, put it on your windshield, and I was fine. Sometimes I'd use that same slip a couple days in a row. Try to save a couple dollars, but no, when they switched over to the app would never work for me. I could never sign in. I could never get to the payment screen. I took screenshots and sent it to the parking police, and they were just like, "Oh, that's not our problem. That's the app's problem." I was like, "Well, you hired this company. Like, why am I having to jump through hoops and you still get money out of it?"
Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. I know for sure that there are individuals who are over parking that listen to the podcast, and may your complaint be well heard.
Hopefully, maybe it will now. Maybe it will.
Yeah, hey, the Kosh changes lives.
The Kosh changes lives.
Sure does.
All right. What in the world is going on with is what in the world is going on with Joe Rogan? All right, y'all. If y'all don't know, and I'm gonna tell you like this, like I love some Joe Rogan. Like, I think he's a good dude, and that's from the UFC days. I mean, he's still announcing at UFC, and I kind of like what the way he announces at UFC. But if y'all don't know, Joe Rogan made this ridiculous colorism comment about what is black. And I'm like, dude, seriously? And it was so, the level of ignorance in the statement was just like, dude. So, like, you really aren't black unless you are, like, barefoot in Africa, sitting in the sun all day, where the melanin has basically made you the color of a crayon. Come on, Joe. That's dumb. Number 2, here's my real problem with that. And it was a critique that he was saying. So I challenge Kosh listeners out there to go look up specifically what he said. But here's my thing. If people don't like the categories and terms surrounding colorism, let me assure you of this. We didn't create them. Africans did not come to America and call themselves black. They're not our terms. We didn't create them. So if you don't like the terms, consider the source. That's all I'm saying. Think about that. All right. I'm done. I'm off my soapbox because I was gonna go hard, but we gonna let it go on a Saturday morning. We gonna keep it moving. All right, next segment. We ready for the next segment?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, next segment, word associations. This is where tell us what's on your mind when we say certain words, and the first word is food.
Cheese curds. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Specifically, shout out to Ruby Owl with the best cheese curds in the entire Fox Valley.
I'm definitely seconding that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know.
Cheese
They're
curds.
So good.
Cheese
Melt in
curds.
your mouth type thing. Mhm.
Oh, yeah, those are, shout out to Ruby Owl also. Look, I'm feeling you on those cheese curds, but my Ruby Owl is starting to become a staple in the Kosh places of going to go find yummy things to eat. But my thing is those avocado fries.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I like the crunch. Whatever that breading is on those avocado fries is ridiculous. And that
good.
sauce. I'm a sauce guy. So, like, if you have an okay appetizer, but your sauce is fire, man, there's something to be said for that.
Right, I agree.
Okay.
It's like Red Robin's campfire sauce.
Mm-hmm. Also good.
Fries are okay, but you dunk it in that, everything tastes better.
Ooh, Red Robin.
Red Robin.
There's
Yum.
a campfire sauce?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, break that down. I don't go to Red Robin, but I
No.
might have to make a trip.
I worked there for a couple years. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the secret,
Oh,
but
don't say the secret. Yeah.
I believe it's barbecue sauce and mayo along with a couple other seasonings. People try to make it all the time, but it ain't the same.
It ain't the same.
No.
Is there like a little bit of ketchup in it or something?
I always thought that there was like some type of spicy seasoning in there too, although it's not really a spicy sauce.
No.
But yeah, when
Okay.
I,
It's
when
got
I-
a twang.
it's got a little twang to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secret recipe.
Secret recipe. I used to work there for a couple of years, and we get people that literally just come in and get fries and campfire sauce, and that's it.
That's
Well,
it.
they're
Yeah,
bottomless,
couple
so
waters.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I've out of all the places in the Kosh, I've gone there a few times, and my experiences have been good there. But it's not. It's not a go-to place. But now maybe the key is I didn't know about campfire sauce.
You have to try it.
Is that serious?
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Definitely.
There's too many options
Oh,
as far as restaurants. When I'm thinking of places I want to go to eat,
yeah.
normally I just go on Google and just swipe and then stop, and I'm like, all right, cool, this is where I'm going today.
Oh, you're that person.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, my problems are about to be solved here shortly in what I will say is a couple of months, because we're opening up Popeyes, and that's gonna be the place. Make no mistake, Kosh listeners, you already know that spicy chicken sandwich is fire, and I can't wait until we have Popeyes open in Oshkosh. I'm not playing with y'all, and if anybody does not think that is the best chicken sandwich out there, I would like to challenge you. I would like to put the Popeye spicy chicken sandwich up against any chicken sandwich that you have. Let's have that conversation. Let's make that a segment on the Kosh.
That might get some good traction.
It's facts, though. I'm just saying.
There's some real debate.
There is debate. You know,
Because you have the Chick-fil-A.
Right, I was just thinking of that one.
you know, I've got friends. I've got close friends who are advocates of Chick-fil-A. And I'm not going to lie. I haven't even tried Chick-fil-A. What?
Gasp! I'm so
That,
surprised.
that was such a gasp.
You've never been?
No.
I mean, we just opened one up in town here.
It's been
Right.
open for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And now here's what I hear. I hear the service is like 5-star
Yep.
Correct.
and the food is decent.
I've had Chick-fil-A twice. Once was in an airport in Detroit, and the other time I tried it here in Oshkosh. Their fries are really good,
Okay.
and whatever their secret sauce, that
Yeah, the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Chick-fil-A sauce, yeah, that's
Also
really
delicious.
good.
That's really good.
You would love it.
Yeah?
Since you're a sauce guy,
I am a sauce guy.
you would love it.
Oh, okay.
See, now you need
Give
to
it a
try
shot.
campfire
Waffle
sauce,
fries. No one else
Chick-fil-A
offers
sauce.
that. You got a list of sauces to try.
All right. Kosh listeners, I want you to know that Yazi is over here giving me the eye. Like, seriously, you've never had Chick-fil-A? Like, she's totally like,
But don't crave it on a Sunday because they are closed and it's
Well,
a huge disappointment.
I do know they are closed on
Okay.
Sundays. They have that religious affiliation. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm gonna say? You know who's not closed on Sunday? Popeyes. So I'm just gonna tell you right now.
Popeye's ambassador.
Yes, I am. Just gone. Popeye's just gone and called the Kosh. I would love to voice over your 45-minute segment here. Yes, there's a spot for Popeyes. I'm just saying. Okay, that's fair. All right, cocktail or beer?
Ooh, depends on the mood.
Ooh, break that down.
Oh, yeah. Depends if it's, if I'm going out for dinner and trying to relax, cocktail. If I'm going out to the bars, but I have something to do the next day, beer.
What are the faves?
Ooh, favorite. My favorite one right now, I don't think it's necessarily a new cocktail, but Crown Royal Apple and Sprite, hits differently. Never had it before until like 2 weekends ago, and that's my go-to.
I can't drink dark liquor, but I do like Apple Crown Royal. So at some point I've had to have tested it.
Otherwise, beers, I like trying craft beers. So I try to go to different breweries, especially around here. And, I'm from De Pere in the Green Bay area. There's a whole bunch of different microbreweries. You got Badger State and Titletown. There's a whole bunch more. But
Yeah, shout out Ale Trail, Wisconsin.
Ale Trail, Wisconsin, yeah.
They'll take you on a little tour of all the breweries in the area.
Oh, what? Really?
Yep.
I need that hookup.
Oh,
Need
yeah.
that hookup.
We've got the hookup. Our co-owner of Lux Level Media as well, where we work at, also owns that business. So.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Chris Burns. He's not here today, but here in spirit.
All right. Hey, shout out to Chris. Thank you for reaching out. Oh, yeah. Chris listens to the Kosh. All right. So, yes, I need that tour. I
Yes,
need
you
that
do.
tour. All right. Just so y'all know, the Kosh is mobile, so if we want to tour and do episode,
That would be a fun episode.
That would be fun.
I think so.
I'd love to come on again.
Oh, consider yourself invited.
Perfect.
I'll bring you a Popeye's chicken sandwich. No,
And I'll
I'm
bring
sorry.
you a Chick-fil-A sandwich. We can trade. And get the real test.
Okay. Yazzie, what you got?
For me, I don't do beer. Not really a big fan of that. Although the Blue Bobber from Fox River that's made here in the area, pretty good.
Facts.
I like that.
Facts.
But other than that, I typically am a tequila drinker.
Ooh, my weakness.
That was my gasp.
Bruh.
Make no mistake. Okay, so
Yeah.
break down the tequila. What is our favorite?
Oh, my favorite's Patron.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So I like shots, but mixies are good too. Like with Fresca, it's my favorite. Yeah, or like Squirt,
Fresca?
stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
What?
When I think of Fresca, I think of, that's the type of soda my grandma used to drink when I was a kid.
Hey, it's 0 calories and delicious. So
It is pretty good.
I'm going to say maybe you didn't know what grandma was mixing with.
right.
Maybe I didn't.
It wasn't
You should
just
deal
the
with us.
Fresca.
You thought it was just Fresca.
That coffee mug
You
wasn't
never know.
empty.
That maybe. All right. That sounds amazing, actually. Me and Tequila, we're friends. But I'm not going to lie. I'm scared of any drink that has a formal person's name. Because, look, that means you're going to have problems at the end of that. Like, Jose will hit you in the mouth.
Oh, he will.
Jack don't play.
Three wise men.
Jack got hands.
Yep.
And so all I'm saying is this. I'm leery of liqueurs that have names that you can refer to as if they're people, because then they got hands. Now I've never met any of them that couldn't box a little bit and put you down for the night. And
Right.
It gives me pause.
That's funny.
You've never thought about that?
Nope.
No,
Oh,
not
well.
that way.
Oh, well,
Makes sense.
it does make sense. All right, streaming.
Streaming. I think of like Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, stuff you like to do in your free time.
Is there anything you're watching right now that you're streaming? Anything you're binging?
Well, I just finished all of the Harry Potter movies. Like watched all those straight, and then I've just started to rewatch some Marvel movies too.
Okay. I'm big on Marvel. All right.
Same.
I feel like there's about to be a gasp. But
Oh God.
I've never seen
I'll
any
prepare
Harry Potter
myself.
movies. Bruh.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that same reaction quite a bit.
I mean, I've just recently gotten into it, like in the past year or two, but still.
You know what really sets
Classics.
people off?
What?
A couple years ago, I did a study abroad, and I was in London. And we went to whatever train station that they have the little shopping cart where you can take pictures. And I got my picture taken there and posted it.
Fake fan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What?
My friends blew me up on social media, and they're like, "You've never even seen Harry Potter. You can't take pictures." And I was like, "You're just jealous that I did and you didn't."
Well, yeah, the real fans would be jealous.
Right. It was pretty cool.
That is cool.
And I got to see the storefront of the Kingsman. I don't know if you've ever seen those movies. No? It's like...
I saw
it's
the
like a
first
British.
one. I've kind of got this thing that if Samuel Jackson's in it, I'm going to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
There.
That's just where I'm
Absolutely.
at.
It's never a bad movie.
No, he makes me happy.
Well, snakes on a plane can be arguable.
Oh, hell no. Oh, sorry. No, that was a fantastic movie.
I thought it was... I think it was one of those, it's so cheesy, it's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is about Snakes on a Plane. No, it is a questionable movie, but
It's got Samuel L. Jackson in
it's
it.
got Samuel L. Jackson in there with one of the most iconic classic statements in a movie that I can think of right now. But since we do not use cuss words here on the Kosh, yeah. Shout out to Sam.
Yeah. You'll just have to look it up.
You just have to look it up. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Justin.
Yes.
Streaming. What are you streaming?
I'm actually watching two different shows at this moment. I don't know how I can handle it, but somehow I do. Yellowstone. I don't know if you've heard of that at all. Either one of you. It's I think it's on Paramount. It's released by, and I think that's in the 4th season. It's essentially like, have you ever seen, I'm blanking out on the show now too. It's almost like a gangster family, except set in Wyoming. So it's all these farmers that own probably hundreds, if not thousands of acres of land.
Yes.
It's in the show, they consider it to be almost the size of Rhode Island, their farm.
Okay.
And it's just constantly fighting with the government, with other farms, with other people. It's such a wild show, but it's set in today's world. And it's like the modern mafia, except it's farmland. It's not something I thought I would get into, but it's so good. It's so
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yellowstone. The fact that you put gangsta and what the other word?
Mafia.
Mafia and Wyoming
Right.
in the same sentence
Right.
already gives me pause. So now I might have to at least check out an episode because I don't quite know what to do with that.
Me either. I've never heard of it.
No?
Mm-mm.
No, my a couple of my friends and actually my mom and grandma watch the show, which is kind of surprising because it's I don't know what their rating on the show is, but it's definitely not something my mom would have let me watch when I was 15. For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Bruh.
All right. Fair. Okay. Shop local.
Shop local. I actually love to shop local around here, especially for Christmas shopping. Is that Caramel Crisp or Caramel? I don't know.
However you pronounce
Caramel
I
Crisp.
guess.
Ooh, are we having a Wisconsin moment?
I think we are.
How do you actually say it?
I say caramel.
Okay, me too. Cool.
Okay.
That's the correct way.
So at least we're on the same page.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that people from the East Coast that say caramel?
I don't know.
I could see
Not here.
people from the East Coast.
Probably.
Yeah. No, I love shopping there. Actually, even since we started our new business, we don't necessarily have an office location, but we love to go to coffee shops. So we try to hit up all the coffee shops in Oshkosh, Neenah, Appleton, anywhere with free Wi-Fi for us to sit down and a delicious latte or Americano or coffee.
Yeah, New Moon, Planet Perk. Lots of good places around here that we've been to recently. Downtown Osh.
Got to support the small coffee shops.
Facts. We do have excellent coffee shops around here, but I'm not going to lie. Since I am working in Appleton right now, I am working what I call the 3 coffee shop system between Brewed Awakenings, Copperleaf, or Copper Rock, and Akoa.
Akoka?
Oh, yes.
We just were there.
Yeah.
Best cold brew I've ever had in my life.
Oh,
Changes the game.
it's strong.
It's good.
Very
Yeah,
strong.
Very strong.
Oh yeah, I was jittery after that one.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, there's 2 secret, and I don't know if I should say it out loud on the cast because I don't want y'all over there stealing my drinks, but you know, I'm going to tell you right now, the 2 best brews in Appleton, if you were there doing the coffee house tour, because those are all on College Ave. There is, at Brewed Awakenings, there is a drink called the White Zombie. And the White Zombie is made with a different type of bean. So it doesn't actually have a coffee taste, but it's super highly caffeinated. Yes. It's super smooth, super good, and you can get it in really good flavors. So
It doesn't taste like coffee?
no, because it's a different kind of bean.
Interesting.
Don't even ask me, but it is white.
I'm
So,
just
and
wondering
it's-
what it tastes like.
and it's
then.
not creamy.
Oh.
Oh, that throws me off.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about that.
Oh, well, don't judge it till you try it.
I won't.
We'll have to give it a shot.
Bruh.
And then my other one is at Copper Rock. I would like to suggest the vanilla chai.
Yum.
Their vanilla chai. I don't know what it is, but it is basically Christmas and liquid crack mixed together.
Delicious.
More than you know. It is fantastic.
to go there
That's a
next.
description. Christmas and crack.
Christmas crack.
Christmas crack.
It's I can't explain it. I was turned on to it by an individual, actually an engineer, hooked me up, and here's what I noticed because I do a lot of meetings up and down College Ave, and I was seeing this individual literally every day go to Copper Rock every day, and I was like, and I would talk to him, and I'd be like, I knew something was up, right? And so then finally I made a meeting with them and met them and was like, what is it that you come and get every day? And she shared with me, and now I'm a convert. I'm that dude. Like I'm not there every day, but I'm definitely there several times a day. So shout out to Copper Rock and the vanilla chai. That stuff is addictive.
Yum.
Very much
We're
so.
definitely going there next.
Yep. Next meeting.
Next meeting.
Next
Fair
meeting.
enough.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay. Creativity.
For me, it immediately sparks like content creation, website design. Obviously, since we're in the digital marketing field and that's what our business surrounds, that's like the first stuff that comes to my brain. And what I've realized has become more of my specialty and some of my favorite things to do. So like some minimal like graphic design work and building websites.
Okay. That sounds fantastic.
Yes.
What's the process? How does that work?
For what? Like creating content or?
Yeah. I mean, is there a creative process? How does it come to be?
I guess for me, for specifically our business, Lux Level Media, creating social posts, it starts with an idea for a post. And then I usually work with Canva and I just go in there and base at least the color scheme around our brand, obviously. And then the rest just kind of flows to me. I don't know. Like my eyes can just like visually see what looks good, what doesn't, and like I don't know, it just
She's definitely our branding expert.
So it's just a feeling.
it's just yeah, and like if I see it and like it, I can see what I don't like, what I do like. It's just like a visual thing for me.
And she lets you know. She lets you know. I try to make posts every once.
Constructive criticism is key, okay?
This is wrong. This is the wrong color
I
palette.
never say it's wrong.
Oh, I feel you.
She's got the eye.
There's
though.
just things
She's
that
got
are
the
visually
eye.
appealing and you can just tell. If that's like something that you're like really passionate about, I feel like you can just look at something and be like, oh, like this could be different. This could be changed. This looks really good. This like looks not so good. In my opinion only though.
Right.
Never to shoot down another.
You always have good
Creative.
opinions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's why we work well as a team.
I can tell there is an amazing work chemistry here that I can tell. Like there's an understanding. If I feel like you both have your roles,
I agree.
and
Yep.
and so you kind of do the strength finder thing. One person has a strength here,
Right.
someone has a strength here, and you're making an amazing product in the end.
Right. That's exactly what I think, that how our team works together. We each like have specialties or strengths in different things and, you know, a little bit weaker in some areas, which is fine too. We can always work on that, but at least like our strengths come together to, like you said, build one really cool product.
Room for growth.
Mhm,
There's got to be
always.
room for growth.
Absolutely.
All right. Justin, creativity.
Creativity. When I think of creativity, I feel like, I don't know, am I the idea man?
Oh yeah. There's
I,
like 20 different ideas he proposes every single day.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I always, my mind never stops spinning. So, and it's always at the worst times, you know, late at night when I'm trying to sleep, an idea will pop in my head, got to write it down. Or I'm at the gym or taking a shower. I got nothing to write on. I always get just the strangest ideas. I don't know if it's like my problem solving or trying to solve a problem, but I haven't figured out what the problem is yet. I feel like that happens a lot. Or my ideas create a problem, and then I come up with another idea to solve that problem.
Sounds like a vicious cycle.
Yeah, yeah. But that's where I get my creativity from. I like to think outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's exactly what I would use to describe you for sure.
right.
Things outside the box.
That's important. It's important to have somebody on the team that does think outside the box. And I think like that. Like the mind is always going. And you need somebody to think high level, and then you need somebody who's really good at the details.
See, and
Right.
it's funny you say this. I just started reading a book called Rocket Fuel. It's more of a business book, but they talk about how there's two different types of leaders, two different types of entrepreneurs. There's visionaries, which is more of that high level creativity. They can see the vision, but they don't necessarily know how to or like to get it to work. And then the other one are integrators. And those are the people that can understand the vision from the visionary, but they know how to do the day-to-day. They know how to take this idea and make it a reality.
Right. Bring it to fruition.
Yeah, and the book just talks about the proper way of these two different types of people working together. And if you can do it correctly, your business can work out really well.
Yeah.
But there's like a secret sauce to it, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise it can go really, really bad too, because it's two different minds butting heads. But if you can get them on the same page.
Well, yeah. I think there's the acknowledgement of you have to acknowledge whose strengths is what, and then let people own their strengths.
Yep.
And try not to necessarily interfere with when they're whatever their strength is, or to do that and just accept it for what it is.
Right.
I get that. That's actually an amazing combination for success, I think. And it's nice if you can find that person. I like to call it thinkers and doers.
Yep.
There's thinkers and planners, and then there's doers, the people who actually execute. And yes, I just described my marriage because my wife is a hardcore doer and I'm a hardcore planner. So, and it works really, really well. So, all right. 2022.
I just hope it's better than the last couple of years.
I think it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. COVID. Hopefully COVID's dying down. Well, it's not, but becoming more manageable. Things are starting to open back up. We're starting our business. We just launched that a couple weeks ago. We both graduated from college. So 2022 is going to be a
year full of opportunities and growth.
Excitement.
Yes. Lots of big goals for our business and personally ourselves. So I think there's a lot of room for growth this year.
That's awesome. See, I look at, I don't look at this time period that we've had during the pandemic as bad, because I've also made a lot of transitions, and I think 2021 was actually a really, really good year. Not a standard year.
No.
But not a bad year. It was a year where change happened. And I'm kind of a person who believes, like, you either make changes or the world will make you make changes. And the second one is not positive.
I think 2020 and 2021 were both years for adaptability. You had to either learn to adapt, and you can see this on a personal level for a lot of people. Jobs, for one. People are leaving their corporate jobs and doing their own thing. They're starting podcasts, starting Etsy stores, starting their own businesses. You can see companies, especially, I mean, that's kind of why we started the digital marketing clinic, or why Kathy and Dan started the marketing clinic. A lot of companies were so used to brick and mortar, in person, and then all of a sudden everything got shut down. Like, what do you do? Well, you had to adapt. You had to go with what's working and what's available to you, and that is the internet.
Right.
That's e-commerce. And a lot of people didn't know how to go about that, which is why the DMC got started. But you'll see companies out there that were successful and stayed alive throughout 2020, 2021, and especially this year as well, are people that were ready and willing to pivot when they needed to.
Very much so.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it was a good thing that business needed to do, because we tend to move slow. And I think this just made a shift. I think about things like the need not to jump on a plane and travel across the U.S. when I can just do the Zoom call with you now.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that. And it still feels personal, because I can still, it's not the same as sitting in the room and truly being able to read the room or body language and stuff like that. But for one-on-ones, I don't mind them. Like, it's like, I don't like them for group activities. Like, if it's a group of individuals, like seeing a bunch of squares on the TV that look like the Brady Bunch intro, definitely feels some kind of way. But I do like one-on-ones where I can just connect with one individual in a Zoom call. There's still a lot of rapport that can be built, just being able to see their face and their eyes and their expressions and things like
so
that.
much more
all in
personal
real
than
time.
It's so much more personal than just a phone call.
Oh, yeah.
Or an email.
Well, yeah, I'm anti-email. And I think so much gets lost in the translation of email. And email also, and no one ever says this out loud, but email automatically it starts from a space of a negative connotation. Like when you first read an email, if people don't put the appropriate pleasantries and niceties in it, it comes off negative.
Very stale.
Or someone's being aggressive towards you, even without capital letters.
It's funny you say this. A friend of mine just got her real estate license, and she was talking to me just last night. She goes, I feel like I need to take a class on how to properly talk in an email. She's like, I got to be professional. I know, how do I greet people? How do I do my signature at the end? What do I all include? How am I proper and professional so that miscommunication doesn't happen?
Yes.
And it's so funny between sending out an email, especially in our company, versus our group text. It's completely different.
Right.
Yeah. I think, and also then there's chat, right? And like using Teams chat or something like that, like where you understand that it's totally informal. So
much more lax.
Right. So you already understand it's just not that serious. But I do think there is something about email tone. Like it just, I don't know if people, and this is a conversation I've actually had with an English professor before. And there's actually classes about this. Like, I just think it starts automatically from a place of negative without putting in the proper pleasantries and niceties and things to set a tone.
Right.
And if you leave the tone blank, people just go to negative places with it.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I think it's, like you said, gets lost in translation for sure.
Yeah.
True intentions behind it.
Yeah. All right. We ready for the next segment?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Kosh Hidden Gems.
Kosh Hidden Gems. I'll say the one that I found recently, and just from us working in a co-working space, is Rise and Grind. Planet Perk. It's right next to, is it City Hall?
Yep.
Yeah. Never heard of it before, but it's a really cool, it's a co-working space.
Yeah.
So
free for the community.
Yep. They have different packages. I mean, I'm not promoting it by any means, but it's just a really relaxing area to go work. I hate working at home. I've got other roommates, and I get easily distracted. It's so much easier for me to do the dishes or do something else and procrastinate my work. But being able to go somewhere, and I mean, coffee shops are nice too, don't get me wrong. But being able to go to the Rise and Grind and sit down and get a couple hours worth of work done. It's almost like you're going to an office, which is so ironic now. People are, oh, I want to work from home. I don't want to be in an office. And then there's me going, I don't want to work from home. I want to.
It's fun to have the flexibility and do both.
It is. I think the flexibility is really where it comes from. But for me, I think that's my hidden gem that I've just discovered that I wish I would have known 4 years ago when I first started college.
Right. I second that. I love that place. Great place to just hang out and work together on stuff. And also they have a lot of different coffee, food, and drink options, which is fun too. But other than that, my hidden gem that I've known about the Menominee Park here in Oshkosh, but what I didn't know is that they had like a free zoo with actual animals there, like wolves, and like there was like a hawk or something. I don't even remember.
Reindeer.
Yeah, just so many different random animals just free to the public to see. And I just went there like earlier this summer and saw them. It was just so surprised. There was actually like a huge tortoise like just walking around freely all over the park. It was so strange. I mean, it obviously walks very, very slow, but it still was just kind of mind-blowing to see that.
Yes. I got a lot of love for Menominee Park. It's actually a topic that's been on many episodes because I've lived in this in that neighborhood for over 20 years, but I didn't start really going to the park to like within the last 3 to 4 years. And to have like, there's a lot of people that spend big money to be close to a resource like that, to have this beautiful park that's on this amazing lake and all sorts of cool like trails within it, tennis court, baseball diamonds. There's just things, right? And it's just really cool. And you can walk your pets in it. Bosco, the podcast dog, that is his favorite spot. We go on a walk every day in Menominee Park. So I feel you. Menominee Park is fantastic.
Agreed.
Okay. What's the Kosh need?
Well, I actually was just at a martini bar last night in Neenah called St. Jane. So shout out them. It's a one-woman show and she's amazing. But I feel like Oshkosh needs a martini lounge. Unless we have one and I don't know.
We had one.
Oh.
And we actually had them. Yes.
What happened?
Here's from my understanding, and I want to keep it loose because I don't necessarily, it's not like I know the details, but I do believe that the owner had opened several martini bars, the one Deja Vu in Appleton, that one in Neenah, and then one in Oshkosh. And I can't remember what the one in Oshkosh was called, but it's where Sakura.
Sakura?
Yes.
Sakura. Or
Sakura or something?
Sakura.
Like the Japanese restaurant are you talking about?
Yes, the sushi place.
Or Fuki.
Not Fuki.
Not Fuki.
No.
Okay.
Sakura.
That's a hidden gem for sure.
Yeah.
I love my sushi.
But actually we love Shakura. So Shakura, actually that was the martini bar.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, and from my understanding, the people that were doing that at that time, the owner got sick.
Oh.
Yes. So that's what I understand. So we did have it for a time being, but yeah.
It's cool. But yeah, just a fun place to go. Martinis are fun and delicious. So
Okay, they are, and there are some really cool places, but there are cool places in Oshkosh who do have them.
Where?
Oh,
I mean, I work at a restaurant and I hate when people order martinis.
oh, don't say
I
that.
guess that's a little different.
I'm sure
though.
martinis are good, but when I have to carry it from the bar to the table and
Like
it's got
overflowing.
it's like the V-shaped.
It's a fun
glass.
challenge.
Challenge, absolutely. It's definitely a challenge. Trying to make sure it
what-
gets to the table without spilling all over the
Right.
place.
I'm going to give you this place that I think probably has, and when I think of great, there has to be an affordability to it too.
Right.
Right.
And variety of options.
Yes. So I don't know this for sure, but before it had burned down, there was I just forgot it. It's the bar that is on Main Street in Irving.
Maple Murphy's?
Mabel Murphy's.
Mabel Murphy's. I
Mabel
love
Murphy's
going to that place.
actually has an amazing martini menu. At least they used to before. I'm assuming that they probably have continued that, but it's affordable and there's variety and they're good.
I'll have to look into that. I've never been there, but I've just seen the outside. It looks so cool. Weren't we just talking about that? It's got like the red and like black brick or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just looks cool from the outside, but I've never been.
I haven't been there since they have rebuilt, but from others that I know that are Maple Murphy fans, they definitely said it's amazing. So
Cool.
I think it's a shout out to Maple Murphy's. It might be, sounds like a field trip.
Yeah, I don't totally agree.
I've been there. I've been to the new place a couple times, and it's really cool. They have it. It's kind of a small on the inside,
Yes.
but it's a really nice place, especially for summer, because the bar is kind of like right in the middle
Oh,
of the building.
okay.
And on one side is like where the main bar is, where you sit and have drinks and whatnot. It's on the inside. On the other side of the bar, they have like garage doors that they open up, so that's just free to the outside, and they have different games, bags and whatever else that they decide to have, horseshoes maybe. But it's kind of like an inside outside bar, and it's a really really cool place to go to during summer.
Okay. Nope. That sounds fantastic. I'm going to definitely visit it sooner than later. But I just have not been out. I've got a terminology we refer to in my group bars as churches, and I haven't found my church that I originally had was Cranky Pat's.
Yeah.
Went there all the time. That was my congregation of individuals. Shout out to Cranky Pat's. Shout out to the Cranky Pat's crew. Love y'all. Miss y'all. But since they closed down, I have not gone out and started taking resumes for a new church. But that will happen in the future.
Cool.
Yes. Okay. So our next segment, the Naughty / Heroes Corner. this is an opportunity for you to nominate somebody to the Naughty or Heroes Corner. It is not necessarily an individual. It can be a organization. It could be a thing. It can be whatever you want it to be. What would you like to nominate?
That's right.
Right.
Well, my hero was going to be a Coca, but we already touched on that just because I found like my favorite cold brew of all time. So like I said earlier, I'm a huge coffee fanatic, so that's important to me. But yeah, shout out to a Coca. Part 2.
We're gonna celebrate them.
Yep.
That's fair.
I don't really know if I have a Naughty or Heroes Corner. I guess for Heroes Corner, I've brought her up a couple times, but our professor and director from our internship, Kathy Fredrickson, I would consider her in the Heroes Corner for sure. She's just a wonderful professor, great mentor. I mean, I don't think either one of us, think I can confidently speak for both of us when I say we wouldn't be to where we are today if it wasn't for her help, her classes, and just her kindness towards her students. So,
yep, I second that.
I'd like to send a shout out to Kathy also because Kathy had a big part in my daughter's marketing life. So she is an amazing professor, and even more so, it's one thing to be amazing at your discipline. It's a whole nother thing to create opportunity for your students.
Agreed.
And
that's
build
a relationship with them on top of that.
Right. And that's when you're next level as an educator, as a professor. So I truly, truly appreciate the work that she does. All right. Now it's that time for Topic of the Week. As you know, Kosh listeners, the Topic of the Week is chosen by the guest. So the Topic of the Week this week, and we've kind of talked about it multiple times throughout the episode, but we didn't formally state. But Justin and Yazi have started their own company. So our topic of the week is Lux Level Media. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. So kind of backtracking here a little bit to like our last segment here talking about Kathy. Me and Yaz both were in a internship that was just started at the beginning of 2021 called the Digital Marketing Clinic. And what we did was we worked with small businesses to help their marketing needs online. A lot of business owners and just people in general don't know how to properly market. So it was a lot of education. We taught a lot of people about the proper ways of doing things. So that's how me and Yazzie first met. And as we were winding down our college careers coming to graduation, I think it was like one of the last days, her and I, along with our other owner, Chris Burns, kind of sat down and came up with this idea to start our own business, our own marketing agency. We're kind of already doing it. The DMC is fairly new, so the whole entrepreneur, starting your own business, going out, getting clients, and all the processes that come with it, we're already kind of used to. And I think the whole idea of not having a boss, you are your own boss and kind of make up your own rules, your own hours, kind of do your own thing, that a lot of people are looking into. I think that was super enticing for both of us, and we just decided to jump on it right away.
Yeah, I think through our internship, we saw a lot of the small businesses in Wisconsin truly needed digital marketing help. It's definitely a need that's out there. At our internship, it was free services, but now with our agency, Lux Level Media, we're just offering more affordable services. Obviously, yes, we are a new business, but on top of that, we found that there is a need in the world for small businesses to get that help, and they typically can't afford it from bigger agencies with much higher rates for different services. So we kind of found that need, and that's kind of where we're focusing our business around, simplifying the process for small to medium-sized businesses while having affordable rates.
Yeah. We do everything from help with social media. We do
website design.
Build websites for
SEO and keyword research. vertical video, even custom services too, because we have, all three of us together have several years of experience in all kinds of digital marketing services. So even stuff like business cards, rat cards, logo design, event-based marketing, we kind of can do whatever the client would need and we'd be happy to provide.
Okay. So I'm the client and I don't know what I don't know, right? Because I'm going to tell you what I just heard you just say sounded fantastic, but if I don't know the lingo, I don't know what I don't know.
Right.
So tell our Kosh listeners what that really means. Like, and I guess what I'm saying is, okay, you are right. There are a lot of people out here, they're good at what they do, but let's be honest, digital marketing is new. Like it's so new. Like it's not a good, I feel like it's not a good 15 years old.
Right.
It's probably about 10, 15 years old. It's not new, but it's not old by any means either.
Right.
And it's constantly changing.
Right. And there's just, and what you do with it, where you need to place things, that's a constant change. So you may have known something 5 years ago, but you don't know anything now, right?
Right.
And so, like, if I'm a business, and we do have people who have businesses or want to start businesses who listen to the Kosh, talk to them. What does that mean? What do we do? How do we make it work? What's the first things you do? All the things. Right. That was a lot, right?
Yeah.
A little complex question, but it's okay.
Hey, look, I feel like y'all are more than ready for a complex question, and I'm about that life. I totally ask complex questions.
The first thing that at least I like to do, and I think we all do this pretty well, is just have a casual conversation with whoever the client is.
Okay.
Kind of like we are right now. It doesn't have to be anything formal. Get to know them, get to know their business, get to know where they're coming from and where they want to be, and what they're currently doing as far as whatever marketing, whether it's just simple word of mouth that they're doing right now, if they're doing print ads, if they're doing any type of social media or email marketing, or if they have a website, just kind of get a baseline of where they're at currently. And then from there, kind of you can pick out some of the problem areas that they're having, whether it's they're having branding issues, or they don't have a website, or their website doesn't work very well, or it needs a refresh, or it's not showing up on Google. And that's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's a huge one. I was always told the best place to hide a dead body is on the second page of Google, because nobody ever looks there.
It's true.
So if your website's not on the first page,
no one's finding it.
No one's
Right.
finding it.
Yes.
No. And that comes down to, as Yazzie said, keyword and SEO, which is search engine optimization.
Okay.
Essentially what that is setting up the website properly for different search engines like Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, to be able to find keywords that people are typing in to find your website. So if I want to find podcast in the Fox Valley area, we would really, really hope that the Kosh would come up right away.
I'm going to tell you right now, I am not optimized.
That's okay. Most people aren't. But that's what we're here for.
All right. Fantastic.
So yeah, and a lot of what we want to do and like aim our business strategy around is simplifying the process for our clients, because it is a fairly new topic to a lot of these business owners, and a lot of people just are uneducated, which is fine. That's just not their area of expertise. So we just want to try to take what we do and simplify it for them, make it easy, make them understand, teach them along the way, and then produce something where they can actually see measurable results from.
That I understood. And that I think Kosh listeners will understand.
Cool.
That's fantastic. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us? Well, let me ask this. Now that people kind of understand what Lux Level Media is, how do they work with you? What's the contact? How do they reach out to you? How do we, at this point, somebody might be listening out there and they're like, oh yeah, yes. And then we didn't even tell them how to reach out to you.
Yeah. So we have a website, www.luxlevelmedia.com, spelled Lux. We have social media accounts. So we have Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn as well.
And TikTok.
Yeah, we're just starting that.
Mm-hmm. So you can find us there at Lux Level Media on all 4 channels.
Yep.
And then if you want to get in contact with us, you can email info@luxlevelmedia.com.
Okay. I will make sure we will have all those contacts in the podcast notes. So if anyone is listening and would like to work with Lux Level Media, we will have the ways to reach out to them in the podcast notes. So we will not hesitate to make sure we want to make sure that we provide avenues.
Cool.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's fun.
Oh, yeah. All right. Any last words?
I don't have anything.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. All right. Podcast listeners, the Kosh listeners, it is that time of the show. Thank you for taking some time to spend time with us and listen. As I always tell you, we are a work in progress. Once again, we are a work in progress. We are always trying to grow. We are always trying to get better. We are refining the show. 2022 hopefully is going to make some amazing changes to make us a little better. We're going to come up with some new segments, do some things a little differently, come up with some new sounds, because, there's nothing funner than, is funner a word?
Grammatically,
no,
not correct, but it's okay.
I'm going to own this one. More fun sounds.
Cool.
We're making changes. So once again, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at askthekosh@gmail.com. Once again, as askthekosh@gmail.com. As you all know, I do personally answer all the emails that do come in. I appreciate everybody that takes time to let us know, that you're listening, things that you want to hear, guests you want to hear, and any other things you want to share. I'd also at this time like to share that we are hoping to start a new segment called Ask the Kosh, where we would like you to call in and leave us a voicemail of a question that you have. Not saying that we're going to be able to find an answer for it, but we're going to try. And you know what? Ask us anything. We're all for it. And you can call us at 920-385-9298. Once again, that is 920-385-9298. Please feel free. Leave us that voicemail and let's make this a fun segment. I'm really curious out there. I'm not scared of most of the questions, particularly relationship issues. Yes, I'm not sure that you really want Timber giving you advice, but I'm not above it. I'm about that life. Anyway, and you know what? You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It is my favorite time of the show. It is shout out time. So shout out time. What do we got?
Shout out Chris Burns, our other partner.
Yeah, I believe he's the one that introduced us to you and got this all set up. So it's a big shout out for him.
Facts.
Definitely shout out to the coffee shops in the Fox Valley area for keeping me
all of
caffeinated
them.
and motivated.
Facts.
Every single one.
All right. Any other shout outs?
None I can think of. I mean, family and friends, love you all, but
Yeah, I guess I should probably shout out family and friends as well.
All right. Sounds good.
That's what I got.
All right. On their behalf, I'd also like to shout out UW Oshkosh, their marketing and their interactive web management majors. You guys make amazing professionals out here, so we appreciate y'all. My shout outs for this week, shout out to the MLK Planning Committee in Appleton. We made a really good virtual production for MLK Day. There's a great team that did it. I was lucky enough to be part of that team. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate all of the residents of Appleton and the surrounding area who attended. and the kind feedback that they gave. Appreciate y'all. Big shout out to my man, Chris Tarman, who I got to go to the Packers playoff game with. Thank you for making that opportunity happen, even though we lost and that part sucked. And I would like to give an anti-shout out to San Fran fans. Yeah, I just made that up. Anti-shout out. Yes.
Which is more of a shout out.
They're still getting their own type of shout out. They were not that bad. They were actually pretty kind for the most part. But let me tell you something. When they started winning and started acting crazy in our house, it gave me pause. I was just like, this sucks. So, shout out to the Northwestern for an article that they just recently did about the changing demographics in the region. I got an opportunity to be part of that. Great article, Northwestern, and Post Crescent. We appreciate y'all on that and paying attention to the things that are happening in the community. And another shout out to the Wisconsin League of Municipalities. I got an opportunity to do another article with them. And I just appreciate considering me for that opportunity and the professionalism shown. And the article is fire. So what else can you say? Right. All right. So it is the last part of the show, and that is the parting words of wisdom. So, Yazi, Justin, what are our parting words of wisdom for the Kosh listeners?
I will say that since we just launched this new business, to kind of get out of your comfort zone, take on new opportunities. You never know where they might lead you, and the growth that could happen while you do that. So just be open-minded, optimistic, and ready to take on new challenges to grow individually and professionally.
I think she nailed it.
Perfect.
Yep.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to do with that. Thank you so much for spending time here on the Kosh and with the Kosh listeners. I wish you much success. I hope to work with you in the near future.
That would be wonderful. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
The Kosh.